Alright, what's up guys? I got to locals yesterday and I ended up going undefeated for 4 rounds with Adventurer Synchron with the Calamity lock. I've been trying to play the deck for a couple weeks and changing some stuff around with the deck list until I found out something that worked, and I managed to do that with this list. The interesting part about the deck is that I didn't really need to go into the Calamity lock most of the time, mostly because my hand wouldn't get me there, or my opponent saw what was going to happen and didn't have enough ways to stop it, so they just ended up going to the next game. And but yeah, I'm happy with the results, and I'm pretty happy with the list, so I'll just get started. So first up, we play 3 Jet Synchron. It's one of the main Synchron monsters that you want to usually see in your opening hand, along with your Fate or Rite of Aramesir or your Water Enchantress. This is just one of the better opening Synchrons. There is a 5 total Synchron monsters with different names that we play, but we play different ratios of each of the Synchrons. Jet is just good because it's a level 1, and the token you summon off of Rite of Aramesir is a level 4, so that gets you into your junk speeder. Next, I played 2 Stardust Synchrons. I tried playing with 3, but I found a way with a combo that normally only needs 2. This one is one you don't usually want to see with your adventure package, just because 2 level 8s don't really get you anywhere unless you have level 2 or lower tuner in your graveyard already, or with the Water Enchantress, because I don't play any level 7s, because there really isn't many level 7 monsters that are good enough. But it's an extender. It searches for your Foolish Burial that turns into an emergency teleport when you control a Stardust Dragon or a monster that lists in its text. It's a really good card, you just don't want to see it in your opening hand. Next, I played 2 Revolution Synchron. If I had to make a change for the deck, I would absolutely play 3 of these, because this card is as much of a starter card with the adventure package as it is as Jet Synchron is. It's really good, and it kind of works, the combo works the same way with Revolution. It's just a little different that you can't really make your junk speeder unaffected by everything. But yeah, really good card. I would bump it up to 3 if I could. Right now the deck is at 40. You could see how 41 goes and just add a 3rd copy. But yeah, the main 2 you want to see is either a Revolution or a Jet Synchron and your adventure package. And then I played 2 Assault Synchron. I think 2 is all you need, really. You don't want to go overboard. Assault Synchron works with the adventure package, but you have to play it a little bit differently. And the Assault Synchron line can protect your junk speeder from being Ash Blossomed, but not like Impermaveilered. You just have to have right search for a Water Enchantress, special summon both Enchantress and this card, and that gets you a level 5 Synchro monster. And then this card, if a Dragon Synchro is banished or attributed you can banish Assault Synchron to target the monster that was treated and bring it back, which is really good because I play probably a different version of what you would normally see the Adventurer Synchron list would be, and it actually uses its effect. And then the last Synchron monster is a Wheel Synchron. It just came out in Duelist Nexus. It is a level 5 Synchron tuner, so you can summon it off of Junk Speeder. But the good thing about this card is that it can be treated as a non-tuner monster if it's used for a Synchro Summon. You can activate an effect where you get an extra normal summon of a level 4 or lower monster, and then if it's in the graveyard, you can banish it to target a synchro monster you control and decrease its level by up to 4, which is really nice because it comes up kind of often. It just depends on your combo. That's it for the Synchron lineup. For the rest of the monsters, of course, you have your adventure package. You play 3 Water Enchantress of the Temple. She gets you into your Rite of Aramasir, and she can also be used as a extender if need be, but you can only summon her if you control an adventure token. But she's really good. Then I played 1 Illegal Knight and 1 Griffin Rider, just a recommendation from another player who played Adventurer Synchron at my locals. Playing both of these is really good because sometimes you don't even need to use Fateful Adventure to search for one of these. You can just summon it and go and use the searches for extra follow-up, I guess. You don't really have to fall back on just these. You just use them for synchro material, getting into a level 8 monster, synchro monster, and I don't think I had a game where I got interrupted enough to the point where I just had to fall back to the adventurer stuff and just rely on these two. But they're still pretty good cards. That's it for the adventurer monsters. For the rest of the monsters, also by the recommendation of the other Adventurer Synchron player, I played 2 Saitama. Saitama is pretty nice. It came up a couple times, I think. It's a level 4 spirit monster that says you can reveal it in the hand to gain an extra normal summon of a spirit monster. That just means you can extra normal summon Saitama, normal summon Jet Synchron, Synchro into Junk Speeder, and then you can go on from there. Yeah, it's just an extra extender. And then 1 Stardust Trail, last card of the Stardust package. She can special summon herself from the hand or graveyard when you tribute a monster, and then if she's used for a synchro summon of a warrior, synchro, or Stardust, Synchron warrior or Stardust monster, you can summon a level 1 token, which comes up a bit, but not too often. And then the last of the monsters, triple Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, just for some hand traps. That's it for the monsters. Onto the spells. Of course, a Synchron deck wouldn't be complete without 3 copies of Tuning. Search for a Synchron monster and then send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. I haven't had it yet, but it's going to be really useful when I activate it to search Jet Synchron and then send a Water Enchantress from the top of the deck to the graveyard. It hasn't happened yet, but eventually it will. And then, of course, 3 Rite of Aramasir. It summons a token and gets you your Fateful Adventure onto the field. It's part of the combo. And then 2 Triple Tactics Talent. If my opponent hand traps me with a monster, it's either a hand rip or a draw 2, depending on your situation. There are times when hand ripping a card and then doing Bestial Dissipator, summoning Cyframe Lord Omega, hand ripping for another 2, so your opponent only has 3, and then still going on to full combo. So you end up on like 4 Omni Negates at least. And you don't even need the Calamity Lock at that point if you've just got enough negates for the rest of your opponent's materials. Triple Tactics Talent is a good card. For the one-ofs spell, you play Faithful Adventure, of course. You can search or equip an equip spell to an adventure token when a monster is summoned by anybody. And then you can search for a monster that lists adventure token in its text, and then discard a card. It's also a part of the main combo. One Triple Tactics Thrust. I didn't have many games where I saw this in my opening hand, like game 1, where if I was going first, I'm thinking like, that's a useful card. The only reason I play it at 1 is because I often don't want to see it, but if I'm stuck going second game 1, like if I lose the die roll, this is much more welcome than it is if I were going first game 1. But still a pretty good card. I just play one of it in the main because I don't want to see it often. And then Stardust Trail. It's a Foolish Burial for a Stardust monster. And then if you control a Stardust Dragon or a Synchro monster that lists Stardust Dragon in its text, you can special summon the monster instead, which is incredible. And then if it's in the graveyard, you can banish it, target a Stardust monster on your field, increase or decrease its level by 1. Normally, with the main combo line that I usually do, it's part of the main one, but the Synchron deck is very fluid. You can make almost any hand work depending on how you play it or if it's just playable at all. And, you know, level modulation is just really good for Synchro decks in general. One Called by the Grave. I will always talk myself out of playing this card because I think it's just a one-of. I'm not going to see it all that often. I was completely wrong because I saw this in my hand more times than I think I could count, and it just, well, it wasn't like too many times, but it was there when I kind of needed it. And it's just a really good card. If you open it and you're going through a basic Synchron line and your Junk Speeder isn't protected, if they try an Ash, it's Called by is just a free win. And then Dracoback, the Adventurer Equip spell. You can target a, I believe, card on your opponent's field to return it to the hand. And then if it's sent to the graveyard, you can target an adventure token to equip it from the graveyard. It works with the adventure stuff. New from Duelist Nexus, 1 Synchro Overtop. This is basically a soul charge for level 7 or 8 Dragon Synchros. It will summon them back as level 1s, which is really good. And then for the last spell, it's just a Foolish Burial because playing 4 copies of Jet Synchron, Revolution Synchron, and Water Enchantress is just really good. That's it for the spell cards. Onto the traps. It's a very basic lineup of 3 Infinite Impermanence and 1 Manadium Reframing. It's an Omni Negate counter trap if you control a Synchro monster. We're playing Synchrons. We're going to have a Synchro monster on the field. It's a negate that doesn't destroy, which is sometimes relevant. I played, what was it? The new Unchained deck, not for locals, but a couple locals ago for just like friendlies. It came up and it helped me a lot because it negated something and didn't destroy their cards. But that's it for the main deck. It is sitting at a even 40 cards. Like I said before, you could play 41 and just throw in an extra Revolution Synchron. But yeah, onto the extra deck. I play 3 level 12 monsters. 1 Crimson Dragon. It's a generic level 12 that searches for Synchro Overtop when it's Synchro summoned. And then as a quick effect, you can target a level 7 or higher Synchro monster on the field except itself to return Crimson Dragon to the extra deck and synchro summon, quote unquote, synchro summon a dragon synchro with the same level as the monster you targeted. It gets you into your Calamities lock, and it's really good. Next, I played a Cosmic Blazar. Most people who play the Adventurer Synchron, a more streamline, will play either the Super Heavy Samurai level 12 or the Mathmech Final Sigma. I play this because I like the card better in terms of look, design, and its its utility. Cosmic Blazar is a walking apocalypse for the opponent because it has an banishes itself as cost to Omni Negate, negate a summon, or end the battle phase on attack declaration. It's really good, and if you use this effect, you can banish Assault Synchron from the graveyard to just bring it back. Cosmic Blazar is not once per turn, so basically it's 2 Omni Negates, 2 Summon Negates, and it's just really good. And then, of course, for the last level 12 is Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity. You synchro summon it using Crimson Dragon, targeting Cosmic Blazar, synchro summon this, and your opponent can't activate cards or effects for the rest of the turn, and they can't respond to this effect's activation, so it's essentially a turn skip. I have a feeling this card is going to get banned very soon, so might as well play it before that happens. Next up for my level 10s, I play 1 Bestial Dissipator. You can target a banished light or dark monster to special summon it to your field. I believe you can steal your opponent's monsters, if I'm reading that card effect right. And then when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can target a banished card, shuffle it into the deck. If you shuffled it from your banish zone into your deck, you can destroy the monster. Or if you shuffled it from your opponent's banish zone into their deck, you can negate the activated effect. It does not destroy, so keep in mind of that. I played 1 Baron de Flor. It's been around for, 2 years now? A year and a half, I don't know. It's a staple for every synchro deck. It's a walking Omni Negate. It's a target to destroy something on the field, and then during the standby phase you can put it back, reborn a level 9 lower monster from your grave. It really doesn't need much explaining. I played 1 Satellite Warrior just as a sort of flex spot for going second. This deck really doesn't need a whole lot of kill power because all the monsters you summon are going to be like 25 to 3k attack plus. I just like it because it has the capability of board wipe, and then for every synchro monster you have in your graveyard, when you synchro summon it, you can target cards on the field up to the number, destroy them, and then it gains 1,000 for every destroyed card. So if you destroy 3 cards, he gains 1,000, and that just it gains 1,000 for each, and that'll just help clear the gap. I made use of him a couple times at least during the locals. I like him, but I would say he is a flex spot if you wanted to swap him out, because he's not everybody's cup of tea. That's it for the level 10s. I play quite a few level 8s, starting off with a Visas Amritara. It is a synchro monster that requires 1 tuner monster, 1 or more tuner monsters, and a light monster. That just means you can use more than 1 tuner monster for his synchro summon, which is it came up sometimes. He is also himself a tuner monster. He becomes Visa Starfrost while on the field, and you can on synchro summon you can add a spell or trap card that lists Visa Starfrost from your deck to your hand, the counter trap, and then during the main phase you can destroy a monster you control, and all synchro monsters you control gain 800 attack this turn. That effect didn't really come up all that much, but that's kind of just because I forgot it. That would have helped probably clean up some games if I had remembered that that was an effect. Very good card. You can, search an Omni Negate and extend with them further. One Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon for going like game 2 or 3. If your opponent didn't nib you after you resolved Junk Speeder, you can Synchro Summon into it and make them regret not nibbing you right then and there. It's a monster negate, so it's just really good. One OG Stardust Dragon, and then the XL Synchro Stardust Dragon. On Synchro Summon, reborn a level 2 or lower tuner monster from your graveyard, and then you contribute it to Synchro Summon Stardust Dragon from the extra deck, and then Synchro Summon again using monsters you control. In order to use that effect, you have to have a tuner monster on the field. So if you go through your combo line and you have like your Adventurer token, you have your XL Synchro Stardust, and then a Jet Synchron Engrave. If you Synchro Summon and do the effect of XL to Reborn and they imperm, you cannot chain the effect to Synchro Summon because it is mandatory that you're able to Synchro Summon. So just be aware of that. And then to round out the level 8s, I played one Cypherm Lord Omega to just be able to hand rip for 2 in case the time ever calls for it. That's it for the level 8s. I'll go on to the lower levels. I played one Stardust Charge Warrior. Sometimes my combo to get into Cosmic Blazar gets a little funky, and having this level 6 monster is useful. On Synchro Summon, it lets you draw a card, which actually helped me win a game where I was top decking and I drew into a really good card. And then of course the card of the deck, Junk Speeder. On Synchro Summon, you can summon as many Synchron monsters with different levels as possible. So if you have 5 Synchro monsters in your deck, you have to summon 5 monsters with different levels. And then he has an attack doubling effect like Speed Warrior does, where during the turn he was summoned, if he attacks, you can double his level, or sorry, double his attack for the turn only, which didn't come up, but it's sometimes relevant. One Hyper Librarian, I didn't go into this card very much, but sometimes in game 2 or 3, you want to draw into your sideboard if you're going first, so he's useful. He's useful still. And then one XL Synchron. You can send a Synchro monster from deck to grave as cost to increase or decrease its level by the monster you sent. And then it's a quick effect, Synchro Summon during your opponent's main phase. So if you're stuck with it and another level 5 during your opponent's turn, you can quick Synchro into a Baron or a Satellite Warrior, which didn't come up, but the idea is there. That's it for the extra deck. I can go through my side deck real quick. So for side deck, I played 3 Nibiru the Primal Being. It didn't come up, but I also didn't play against like really combo heavy decks all that much. But it's better to need it or have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Played 3 Droll and Lockbird. This actually came up in round 4, I think, where I played against Sprite, Live Twin, Runic. And I stopped their combo, not too much, but a little bit with the effect. It worked out. Then I played 2 Gamma Seal and 1 Kurikar Divine Carnate. I think I would play 2 more Kurikars if I had 2 more, but I had to settle for the Gamma Seals because that's all I had. Mainly for Pearly or any other problematic monsters on my opponent's turn or field. But that's it for the monsters. For the spells, I played 2 more Triple Tactics Thrusts. Going second, this card is really good. Post side lets you search for quite a few targets. I played 2 Dark Ruler just because I didn't want to completely rely on the Triple Tactics Thrust. So I just played 1 more. D-Barrier is more for going first if I think I'm going to play against like Branded or Pearly or something that relies on the summon mechanic in D-Barrier. If you get hand trapped going first, you can Tactics Thrust, set a D-Barrier, and you're kind of locking them. And then, of course, the one evenly matched for going second. Actually drew this in my last round, and it kind of won me the game. But yeah, that's the deck. I think I can go over my matchups real quick. Round 1 was the bye, so I got the automatic win. Round 2 was against Labyrinth. Round 3 was Vanquished Soul, and then round 4 was the Live Twin Runic Sprite. I believe I 2-0'd everybody. Everybody I played against, and I guess that was just the luck of the draw and you know, my ability. No, I think it was more of my hands that just led me to be able to win. So like I said, I'm really happy with the list. I would try and play 1 more Revolution Synchron just because it's a good card. Yeah, I think that's just about it. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments, and I'll see you guys later.